Speaker, we don't walk by way of feelings here. Here, you know, this is for the welfare of society and the just government of the people. It is by way of reasoning and rationale. You know, if you take seriously the majority leader, and I'm on a point of order, they cannot be calling point of order. I'm on a point of order.
What is your point? Just hold on, there's a point of order there from
point of order. They don't even know.
The Honorable Sunkuli. Allow him, let me listen to everyone. Honorable Sunkuli.
Madam Speaker, the Honorable Chepkonga is the chairman of my committee and I respect him very much. But is in order to say that this is a house of banter when in fact it is a house of record. Madam Speaker, if it goes on record that the Honorable Masara is not of sound mind, how are generations going to know that it was said in jest? Unless, and you know, the Honorable Ichung'wa is not exactly a very entertaining person. He is the leader of majority and he says things that carry the weight of government. Can it be expunged from the record?
Okay, Honorable Chepkonga, you have a minute to finish your point of order, and then I'll come to you, Honorable DK, and I'll come to you, Honorable Farah.
Yeah, thank you, Madam Speaker. The good thing is that the Honorable Sunguli was just adding to what I just said. The Honorable Masara, Madam Speaker, I can confirm as a lawyer that he is of sound mind. In fact, you know, the majority leader was saying so. You know, he's an accountant. And if you thought that what Honorable Masara was saying, maybe he was adding 1 + 2, it was 5. Then he thought he was not of sound mind. The intention was not to say he was not of sound mind, that the maths that he was adding was not correct.
Honorable
Yes.
Chepkonga, Honorable Chepkonga, you seem to be holding brief for the leader of majority. And I don't think he has instructed you to be his advocate in this case. I'll come to you. There was already a point of order from Honorable David Kiplagat, member for Soy.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Madam Speaker. I'm rising on a point of order following a statement from Honorable Masara. My point is, if there was anything that was said, it was yesterday. And I don't know whether the Honorable Member, whether he had not processed, say that where he slept, he has thought about it. But since it is water under the bridge, the only thing the Honorable Member can do is maybe to rise to give an adjournment motion to discuss whether he is of sound mind, or else to apply officially under the order paper that we have a statement that he wants to make. But for him to come and raise a point of order in a motion that has already passed, I think it is out of order. Thank you.
Honorable David Kiplagat, actually Honorable Francis Masara, member for Suna West, made a statement, an oral statement to the House in response to what transpired yesterday, and I think he's in order. Just hold on. The Honorable Farah Malim, member for Dadaab.
Yeah, point of, my Honorable Madam Speaker, the rules are very clear. Actually, the Speaker said candor and banter. Candor is related to the word candid, C-A-N-D-O-U-R. And bantering is a good-humored, you know, jokes and exchange. Order. Sorry.
Honorable Chepkonga, you had the opportunity to speak. Please allow the Honorable Farah Malim to speak.
Now, the rules are very clear. The rule says that you cannot impute an improper motive on an own member of parliament without a substantive motion. Very clear, very clear. And I think if he had stood on our point of order immediately and seek redress, the chairman of the majority leader would have been told to withdraw that. Now that is in hindsight, I think we just have to observe that you cannot say you're a fool or you don't know anything or you can't say anything. You cannot impute any improper motive on a fellow member of parliament.
Thank you, Honorable.
without a substantive motion. Thank you, Madam
Thank you, Honorable Farah. I think just to put this matter to a close, I wish to bring your attention to the following standing orders. Yeah, I think, honorable members, I bring your attention to standing order number 87, which says that neither the personal conduct of the president, nor the conduct of the speaker or judge, nor any of the conduct of a person performing judicial duties, nor the conduct of the head of state or government or a representative of a friendly country, and the conduct of a holder of office, and so on, etc., cannot be raised unless it cannot be mentioned adversely, except upon specific substantive motion of which at least 3 days' notice has to be given. It goes on to say that no member shall impute improper motive to any other member or to a senator except upon a specific substantive motion of which at least 3 days' notice has been given, calling in question the conduct of the member or senator. It goes on. I'll skip 5 and 6 and move on to Standing Order 88, retraction and apologies. A member who has used exceptional words and declines to explain and retract the words or to offer apologies for the use of the words to the satisfaction of the speaker shall be deemed to be disorderly and should be dealt with in accordance with the rules pertaining to disorderly conduct. So, honorable members, it is my finding that the words that imputed mental incapacity or mental unwellness on the part of Francis Masara were out of order, and we shall wait for the member concerned to give an apology at the time when he's in the House. And but in any case, I think that particular part of the Hansard should be expunged from the record. Thank you, honorable members. Let us now proceed. I think under order number, under order number 7, I think now we have the member for Ijara. He's back. Member for Ijara, Honorable Abdi Ali.
Thank you, Speaker.
You have a statement, right? Okay.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I would like to make a general statement regarding the disappearance of 3 persons from Ijara, Sangailu, Boda in Ijara constituency. Honorable Speaker, in pursuit to the Standing Order 43, subsection 1, I wish to make a statement on the disappearance of 3 persons from Ijara constituency. Honorable Speaker, on 15th September 2023, Mr. Mohammed Abdi of ID number 39304504 was abducted by unknown persons while herding his cattle in Boni Forest. 1 week after that incident, Mr. Ahmed of ID number 35411319 was abducted from his house in Bulagora village in Ijara ward, Ijara constituency. Similarly, on 23rd September 2023, Mr. Abdi Jibril Dagane of ID number 26853446 was abducted at Bargoan village in the outcast of Bodai sub-county while looking after his cattle. Honorable Speaker, the three are persons of high stature within the community, being renowned business men and herders. Efforts to trace their whereabouts have not borne any fruits, and their families believe that the 3 were abducted by persons alleged to the security agents. Honorable Speaker, I call upon the government, and specifically the Ministry of Interior and Coordination of National Government and the Inspector General, immediately undertake the necessary investigations and ensure the persons are located and reunited with their families. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. Those members who would like to say something about the... Do we have any questions? Thank you. Oh, no, let me give... No. The Honorable Member, you're on your feet. I can't quite see you. Not you, Honorable Kangogo. Yes.
Okay, thank you, Madam Speaker, for giving me this opportunity as well. Madam Speaker, I want to bring to the attention of the House that maybe most of us as members of Parliament from the other parts of this country do not appreciate the magnitude of this statement given by Honorable Abdi Ali from Ijara and last week by Honorable Yakub from Bura constituency. This issue raised by the two members of Parliament is very rampant in our area. We are facing a very difficult situation where we are targets for Al-Shabaab, who are now terrorizing our communities in the region. And as well, looks like the police have also turned to be terrorists again. We are being intimidated. We feel that the footprints of these abductions squarely lies with the security agencies in the area. We have so many forces, different formations with different names in the region where we do not have an opportunity to address, or we do not know who to address to on the ground. So I want, and I'm asking this House and the Interior Ministry to take up this matter very seriously, because we are being forced as a community or as a region to, in the situation we are in, we do not know whether we should side with the other side or with our government or our people. The president during the last election campaign was very clear on this issue. This issue of extrajudicial killing and abduction of people from their homes and houses, the pain that these families feel over the years is still continuing. And we were promised this will stop. And it seems that this thing is coming back again. So we ask the House and the Interior Ministry to take this matter very seriously. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
The Honorable Farah Malim, and then I'll come to you, Honorable Atandi. I've seen you.
Oh, yeah. Madam Speaker, I join my two colleagues from Garissa, the Honorable Abdi Ali and the Honorable Retired Major Deko. Madam Speaker, over 1,200 elderly women, youth, mature men have been abducted in this country, and we do not know where they are. In the last 10 years of the Jubilee government, the fact that one of the very first pronouncements that this president did is to say that there will never be any more abductions of Kenyans. There has to be a rule of law, and anybody who is a suspect will be taken through a process, was a very welcome and very good statement. We enjoyed that relatively well, but now in the last couple of weeks, this thing is coming back again. To some extent, even the people who are fighting Al-Shabaab, I know of a man who has created a militia himself in my constituency who has been fighting Al-Shabaab. And again, he was told by the anti-terror police to come and record a statement. Now I'm wondering whether our security machinery is working with Al-Shabaab or they are working against Al-Shabaab. This thing, the government must take it very seriously. We cannot be pretending to be fighting the terrorists there when we are actually aiding the terrorists and fighting the ones who are fighting the terrorists. So I think the government, through none other than the minister himself, for internal security and all the security machineries, need to sit down with us and make sure that they are doing the right things. We know how to deal with them. In my constituency, there's not a single Al-Shabaab because I have a militia there that takes care of them and kills them every day. I do not need the security machinery because the security government, conventional security machinery, was never able to do that because they cannot chase them by on foot. Now that we are doing that ourselves, we need to be given all the assistance by the government. We have accepted that we will take this ourselves and move in there and make sure that we eliminate these people. But the government has got to support us. The government does not have to support the other side. Thank you.
The Honorable Atandi, then I'll come to you, Honorable Kangogo. Yes, I can see all of you.
Thank
including
you, thank
Honorable
you, thank you,
Mutunga.
Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, allow me to join my colleagues from Northeastern who have raised this issue of insecurity in their areas where Kenyans are being kidnapped and they cannot be traced. Madam Speaker, recently I had the Cabinet Secretary for Defense claiming that he is going to do everything within his ability to ensure that the questions of Al-Shabaab is clearly cleared. But Madam Speaker, we are really failing as a country. And the fact is that the questions of homeland security in our country is something which we have not been able to address as a government. And even to date, Madam Speaker, these issues are everywhere. Other than the Al-Shabaab question, there's also insecurity issues across the country. In my constituency, thugs, robbers are roaming around. And Madam Speaker, I was surprised when our president said that he's willing to go to Haiti to help. So, Madam Speaker, we want to urge this government to be serious and to get focused. You cannot claim that you want to go to Haiti to address insecurity issues in Haiti, and your own country people are being kidnapped, and thugs are roaming around, you know, and you cannot even handle them. So let us be a government that is going to be very serious. And if we cannot address our own challenges, Madam Speaker, this is the moment I need to air my views on this Haiti issue. I know it will come here. But I know that this government is fond of making mistakes, obvious mistakes. This government does not even listen. You know, they just wake up and make pronouncements that have no basis. So this issue of Haiti, in line of the challenges we are facing as a country.
Honorable Atandi,
yeah.
You're contravening Standing Order 85. You're anticipating debate of a matter that is yet to come to the House.
I'm
just proceed along the
I'm
lines
just discussing something which is national, which is being discussed across the country. It is something which Kenyans are discussing, and Kenyans are wondering why you are asking.
Or a statement relating
Okay.
to that, but you have the opportunity to follow up.
Let me, Madam Speaker, let me conclude by saying.
Member for Ijara.
Let me conclude by saying that the government of the day needs to wake up and do things that will serve Kenyans, especially in the area of security. And we don't want to hear these issues of Kenyans being kidnapped, while ministers are sleeping in the offices and the president is roaming around the world, touring and making speeches, some of which have no basis and have no relevance for the people of Kenya. Madam Speaker, I support.
What's your point of order on the Fadimbrad? Member for Kwanza.
Madam Speaker, let's be a bit conscious. I think the point raised by our friend from Ijara, I think it was more important we talk about what is happening in that area and then bring in Haiti. If you are completely out of order, I think don't allow this kind of thing. If it's Haiti, which is everybody is talking about, we'll talk about it later. But we are talking about a situation which 2 or 3 people have been abdicated. That means we should do something about that. And ask the police to do something about the abdication of innocent people. If it's a police, we talk about the police and specify the area, somebody in charge of that particular area. What has he done? But now bring in Haiti and talking about the president doing nothing about it, I think is not bearable. I can't be sitting here listening to people talking about things that are not actually applicable here. Can he withdraw what he has just said about the president and what the government is doing about Haiti? We are not talking about that. You are not finished. You withdraw.
Honorable Kangogo.
Yes, thank you, Madam Speaker, for giving me the opportunity to support my good friend from Ijara, and especially the disappearance of the 3 of his constituents. Madam Speaker, our security in the country has become very a serious issue, and our security officers, they have become more overreactive than proactive officers. Madam Speaker, whenever there is an issue, for instance, of a security problem in an area, our police officers, they go thereafter and they react in a different ways, including abducting people. Sometimes they get the wrong people. Or sometimes even they go drive away animals, like what they did in my constituency, driving away animals which belonged to a different innocent people. Madam Speaker, it's a general insecurity in the country is a big problem, cutting across all the way from the northern Kenya to Rift Valley. And Madam Speaker, we want our security officers, including the NIS, to get their information right, especially when it comes to security, because sometimes you will find that innocent people are victimized. Innocent people are killed, and the criminals are left out still roaming. Madam Speaker, as we speak, there are many KDF camps which are set up in Kerio Valley, for instance, and even there are many also in Northeastern. But you will find that the impact is very little. They wait until those Al-Shabaab or those, they attack, and then now they go following the footsteps of the Al-Shabaab and say, when following to a certain village, abducting just innocent people. Where were they when those criminals were planning the attacks? Where were the NIS? Where were the security